get yourself a deep breath, get your mind right. Let's go shut these haters up. Let's go to work.
The field now, all eyes on the flag stand, waiting for the green flag to go in the air. And although 24 hours late, we are underway.
Hamlin definitely off the pace, not falling back to get out of the draft. He's got a problem.
Top of 3.
Fire down. Right front.
Okay, that right front.
Just a couple of very light drops here at the exit of turn number 2, Alex, but I can see over toward turn 1, it's a little heavier, and we're going to have it here very shortly.
Caution's out. Caution's out for rain and 1.
We better hurry up and get us around there. It's going to be a downpour. Just in the day, or what do you think? How big a cell is it?
A few hours of rain for sure.
Well, make no mistake about it, the three Team Penske Fords will not leave each other.
So the 3 Penske cars on the bottom, 21, 48, 10, mid lane, 9 lead the top lane, 3 rows back.
Trying here. Those Fords are doing too good of a job.
Side by side, racing back to the line. Oh, Stenhouse almost turned it around, but he will win stage number 2. Stenhouse with a save after a bump draft by Kyle Busch.
18 pushing you. 18 still pushing. Still pushing. Still pushing. Still pushing. Green checkered. Awesome job. Awesome job, bud.
Got old Chase Elliott. He gets turned into the outside wall. The field scatters now.
Still Harvick. Still there. Holy crap. You all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
What's the car look like, Ed? I see it. Do you have water pressure?
Yeah, got water pressure and oil pressure. Got a flat left front here, trying to nurse it back.
Yeah, Kyle Busch has lost a couple of 100 yards now to the lead draft. You know, it's a right rear tire. The engine is fine. Right rear tire is down on the Interstate Battery Toyota.
Can't get down, can't get down, can't get down, can't get down. Stay.
Told you guys, you can listen to me every time I say I smell it.
Here comes Jimmy Johnson on the outside. Johnson takes second. Johnson's going for the lead. They turn. Johnson spins off the front bumper of Kevin Harvick.
Did you hit anything?
Nope.
Don't tear any fenders up coming around. We'll put 4 on it. Jesse, be ready to go over and fix damage if we need to. That was a good move you made there. I think the 4 just went for a spot that wasn't there, you know.
Yeah, I don't really have a lot to say right now.
Johnson went to the outside of Blaney, going for the lead, made a quick dart to the left, but Kevin Harvick's blue nose of his Mustang was there.
Now just ran out of room there.
Yeah, I mean, how much you can do?
I had to come down, but I had that car on the inside. He just kept coming.
10-4.
That's all you can.
All you can.
It'll be a green-white checker to decide this one. We hope here on this attempt at this. Ryan Blaney, he won here a year ago. We'll find out if he can do it again.
I don't think with a green-white checker you can count on somebody helping you.
Yeah.
I was hopeful. I hear you. I appreciate your enthusiasm and optimism.
Waiting for a run to come. Here it comes. Ryan Blaney to the outside. Harvick will throw the block for the lead.
Go back to the bottom. Maybe back to the bottom. Back to the top. Back to the top. Back to the top. All the way up top. All the way up top.
Blaney put the crossover on him as they crash in 3. Blaney inside and past Kevin Harvick. Here comes Ricky Stenhouse from top to bottom. He's on Blaney's tail. 3 wide for second, but Blaney leads him off 4.
Still there, corner. Still there. Bottom of 3. Bottom of 3. Keep going, Larry. Keep going. Keep coming.
Diving down to the inside, here comes Eric Jones. Here comes John Hunter Nemechek. They're crashing at the line. It is Ryan Blaney.
Woo! Awesome job, dude. Awesome job.
Still can't get over that Eric Almirola finished third backwards in that race a week ago. He'll start on the pole this afternoon, but those in-car radios give you real insight into what's going on behind the scenes inside the helmet of those guys as they circulate around the racetrack. We marry it with our race call every week. You can catch it on NASCAR Live every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Another time out. We've got more for you coming up here from Pocono Raceway.
Geico gets you access to licensed agents 24/7, which means that Geico is always there for you. If only everyone was always there for you. Like your mom, when you fill out really, really important paperwork on the first day of a new job.
Name, check. Birthday, social security, is that a thing? Hey, Mom, what is my social security number? Mom? Okay, let's guess. 0017. Oh, Gemini. Hashtag done.
Geico, always there for you with savings and 24/7 access to licensed agents.
Rusty Wallace here for Blue Emu Maximum Pain Relief. This pain cream is the official pain cream of NASCAR for a reason. It works fast, and you won't stink. There's no messy, greasy, nasty feel or any stinging or burning here. This is pure pain relief. Don't run your engine on Octane 89. Get the good stuff and meet me in Victory Lane. Blue Emu. works fast, and you won't stink.
Blue Emu Maximum Pain Relief, the official pain relief cream of NASCAR.
Coming up, a sneak preview of tomorrow's one-on-one feature interview with seven-time champ Jimmy Johnson. From Pocono Raceway, this is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
The NASCAR season is back. Hi, this is Jeff Striegel. We're headed back to the track, and while fans won't be with us in person, the Motor Racing Network is setting up a virtual tailgate party. Tweet us pictures or videos of your race day setup with the hashtag NASCAR Tailgate. Find us on Twitter at MRN Radio using the hashtag NASCAR Tailgate. We may feature your tailgate on upcoming MRN programs. Be a part of NASCAR's Tailgate Party on the Motor Racing Network.
The 1993 Cup Series season had more than its fair share of twists and turns.
Dale Earnhardt and Mark Martin had a problem here yesterday, got together.
That's Dale Earnhardt. He shouldn't have even been messing with me in the first place, and so I flipped the script on him, and what does he do? Wipe us out.
Here's stories you've never heard before in a 10-part series called The 1993 Season.
So Dale comes over and I said, what did Mark say? He said he wouldn't talk to me. So Mark goes on to win 4 races in a row after that.
You can download it for free on iTunes and at MRN.com right now. From the running of the Pocono Organics 325, in partnership with Rodale Institute, this is NASCAR Live Race Day. Now, back to Woody Kane.
First of 2 races at Pocono Raceway, Cup races, I should say. Tomorrow's event will have the command to start the engines from Jimmy Johnson's daughters. Ivy and Lydia Johnson will do that, and I had a chance to talk with the 7-time champ. Here's a sneak preview of what you'll hear tomorrow. Is there something that jumps out at you as, yeah, this is why we're better?
You know, it's hard to say it's just one thing. But the 2 biggest things that come to mind, one is more time with Cliff Daniels and the leadership that he's brought to our team and the relationship that he and I have and the cars they're bringing to the track. And then on the car side, I think this new Camaro body for us has really been what we needed. We have we have a larger window to hit the balance and more mechanical tools to kind of help the car and make it more competitive.
The lockout and all the crazy scheduling stuff this year, I'm curious what that's done to your training schedule. I know you were considering some different marathons and you've been on the bike a good bit, but are you still planning any of those extracurriculars, or has that kind of all been put on the shelf for now?
Yeah, it's been on the shelf. My eating schedule increased dramatically in lockdown. I stayed active, and I knew I had to make sure I sit in my suit and all that. So I've been busy. It hasn't been my biggest year or most. I'm not as fit as I typically am at this point, but it's just been busy with my final full-time season, working on some things for 21, the lockdown, becoming an educator to our children, mowing the yard, like all the things that were thrown at us during lockdown.
That 7-time champ Jimmy Johnson, a 3-time Pocono winner. He drew the 12th starting spot for today's race. That's where the Ally Chevrolet will begin this afternoon's event. NASCAR Live Race Day has been presented by Toyota. For the latest Toyota racing information, go to toyotaracing.com.
For more than 80 years, Detroit Diesel has been the legendary driving force powering Freightliner and Western Star trucks across North America. Through our state-of-the-art Detroit technologies and components and safety systems, we've earned our customers' trust as a reliable business partner dedicated to improving their bottom line. It's no wonder they continue to depend on Detroit to keep them safe and efficient on the road. When you demand it all, demand Detroit.
Hey, NASCAR fans, this is NASCAR Hall of Famer Rusty Wallace. You've got less than a month to enter to win a one-of-a-kind 2020 Toyota Camry TRD at NASCARFoundation.org/car giveaway and help children in need. This championship edition Camry celebrates Toyota's 2019 NASCAR Cup Series title. Just donate $25 to the NASCAR Foundation for your chance to win. Go to NASCARFoundation.org/car giveaway. That's NASCARFoundation.org/car giveaway.
Nearing the end of track tires operations from Pocono Raceway, this is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
Now we're easy top 10 car.
Before you dive into the race weekend, get up to speed with MRN Out Loud.
That is what makes an extraordinary team.
I'm Woody Kane, inviting you to join me every Thursday as we talk to NASCAR drivers and crew chiefs about the coming weekend's race.
There's a lot that we've been working on.
And let you know when and where to hear MRN's coverage from the track.
It's one of the older race surfaces we go to.
Gear up for the race when you catch MRN Out Loud, streaming every Thursday at MRN.com or wherever great podcasts are found.
It's Rip the Fence. Alex Bowman is here. Jeff Gordon, your boss, was there one night, slinging back whatever he was drinking. We won't confirm what he was drinking. Maybe we'll do that in a little bit.
He was drinking Stella.
Stella Artois.
Wow, classic.
You can misconstrue that between arrogance or confidence, and sometimes there's a fine line.
I think the mustache was the confidence.
Definitely. I don't know how I had any confidence after wearing that damn thing.
It's the Rip the Fence podcast, available on MRN.com and your favorite podcast app.
Live on the Motor Racing Network, it's the NASCAR Cup Series.
Let's get a big thumbs up. Get ready to rock and roll past the race cars today, pal. Hey, boys, let's execute. Have a good day.
Today, the Pocono Organics 325 in partnership with Rodale Institute. Sponsored by Blue Green Vacations. Discover a better way to vacation with Blue Green Vacations, the official vacation ownership provider of NASCAR. By Dixie Vodka, the official vodka of NASCAR, made in America, raised in the South. By Freightliner Trucks. By Geico. Learn more about Geico's 15% credit on car and motorcycle policies at geico.com/giveback. By Blue Emu Maximum Pain Relief, the official pain relief cream of the Motor Racing Network. It works fast, and you won't stink. By O'Reilly Auto Parts, your professional parts people. By Progressive, making it easy to bundle your home and car insurance. By Sunoco, fill up with high-quality Sunoco Ultratech fuels today. By Toyota. For the latest Toyota racing information, visit toyotaracing.com. And by Xfinity. Xfinity, internet that's more than just fast. Xfinity, proud premier partner of NASCAR.
Getting set for the 39th annual Pocono Organics 325 in partnership with the Rodale Institute here at Pocono Raceway. Some of the particulars, if you're into math for today's event, it's a 325-miler, that's 130 laps. The stages today, 25 laps, 52 laps, and then 53 laps. Numbers will be a little bit different tomorrow, so make sure you join us at 3 o'clock Eastern Time tomorrow for that. We also have a competition caution set for today at lap 12. Now, tomorrow is part of a triple header. The Gander Outdoor Truck Series race that was set for today was postponed by rain until tomorrow morning at 9:30. So it's the first ever national triple header. All three of NASCAR's National Touring Series at one track on the same day tomorrow at Pocono Raceway. A busy day right here on the Motor Racing Network. Make sure you're here with us for that. For right now, let's head upstairs to the gentleman who will guide us through this afternoon's broadcast, Jeff Striegel and Alex Hayden.
All right, Woody, thank you very much. Woody Kane with the NASCAR Today pre-race show leading up the countdown to green. And we're trying to figure out just exactly when that's going to happen. And the reason is the track continues to get some work done on it. As we look down upon it, man, it's virtually dry, and that's the good news. It is a big, big weekend here at the Pocono Raceway, scheduled for a doubleheader today. That didn't happen with the postponement of the Truck Series. That will go off tomorrow. Woody just mentioned that, a big triple header. But we kicked things off, what should be the only race, what will be the only race today, a doubleheader weekend for the NASCAR Cup Series.
It's going to be a good one. I really, truly believe that. And we've had great Pocono racing, especially over the last, 6, 8, 10 years. The racing has really gotten so much more competitive across the board because of all the different strategies that we've seen play out. Today is going to make that even more intense because of the shorter length of this race. Stage 1 ends at lap 25. Stage 2 will end at lap 77. And then we run to the checkered flag at lap 130. This only a 325-mile race today. So for the Cup cars here at this particular track, this is going to be a virtual sprint for these guys.
A warm, humid, breezy afternoon, and we do have our eye on the radar because there are showers in the area pop-ups that, they may go right, they may go left, they may hit us, we just don't know. So the countdown to green continues from the Pocono Raceway.
Sir, are you aware you were going 40 miles an hour? This is a residential area.
Sure, but I'm on my lawnmower? Wait, am I getting a ticket?
No, I've just never seen anyone top 9 miles an hour on one of those bad boys. And mow their entire lawn in 30 seconds? What got into you?
Well, it did fuel up at Sunoco this morning.
At Sunoco, we know how to fuel peak performance. We've been doing it for American racing for over 50 years. Fuel your best.
The NASCAR season is back. Hi, this is Jeff Striegel. We're headed back to the track, and while fans won't be with us in person, the Motor Racing Network is setting up a virtual tailgate party. Tweet us pictures or videos of your race day setup with the hashtag NASCAR Tailgate. Find us on Twitter at MRN Radio using the hashtag NASCAR Tailgate. We may feature your tailgate on upcoming MRN programs. Be a part of NASCAR's Tailgate Party on the Motor Racing Network.
Track drying continues, but I will tell you this, it's close, very, very close, and the sun is out here, so all things are good there. Who's your pick for today's race? We'll break it down and give you some of our thoughts when we come back from Pocono Raceway. This is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
At Victory Junction, it's simple. We believe every child, no matter their diagnosis or disability, deserves the chance to just be a kid. So we provide a medically safe environment where children who live in a world of hospital stays and doctor's visits are free to do everything from riding horses, ziplining, swimming, fishing, and bowling, all at no cost to the camper. The experience inspires confidence, builds self-esteem, and changes the life of every child who comes here. Help us change a child's life at victoryjunction.org.
Hey NASCAR fans, this is NASCAR Hall of Famer Rusty Wallace. You've got less than a month to enter to win a one-of-a-kind 2020 Toyota Camry TRD at NASCARFoundation.org/car giveaway and help children in need. This championship edition Camry celebrates Toyota's 2019 NASCAR Cup Series title. Just donate $25 to the NASCAR Foundation for your chance to win. Go to NASCARFoundation.org/car giveaway. That's NASCARFoundation.org/car giveaway.
Back at the Pocono Raceway, getting ready to go. The NASCAR Cup Series big doubleheader weekend here. And as we take a quick look around the racetrack, we see the focus of attention now only on just a couple of spots down in turn 1, over in turn 2. Maybe they are weepers. Other than that, the track looks like it's just about ready to go. Now, if you're a fan of using the history book to set your NASCAR fantasy lineup, well, then it's easy. You can narrow it down to about 5 drivers, 4 of which come from the very same team. The last 5 races here, Alex Hayden, have been won by the same organization.
Joe Gibbs Racing. Kyle Busch won 3 of the last 5. Denny Hamlin's a 5-time Pocono winner. Then you look at Martin Truex Jr., twice a winner here at the Pocono Raceway. Eric Jones, the 4th of the JGR quartet there. He's got the best average finish all time of anybody here at the Pocono Raceway, and that's with a minimum of 3 starts under their belts. So, yeah, all 4 of these Joe Gibbs Racing cars and drivers are very good here. They went 1, 2, 3 at the checkered flag here at Pocono in July of last year. I expect much the same for this team, even though Kyle Busch has been on a bit of a drought. He hasn't been the normal Kyle Busch getting to victory lane as many times as we're so used to. But I think this may very well be the weekend that Kyle Busch can break back into the winner's circle.
And then you have the other driver, and that would be Kevin Harvick. In fact, when you take a look at, again, the history books over the last 6 races here, and you look at the top 5 lap leaders, it's Eric Jones, it's Denny Hamlin, it's Truex, and it's Kyle Busch. No surprise. Alex just explained that.
The other driver in that mix, Kevin Harvick, who seems to be a perennial runner-up here.
Yeah, he's finished in the top 10, 9 of the last 11 Pocono races, including 4 second-place finishes. But this has been kind of that track. Even though he's had a lot of success finishing well, he's yet to break into the W column here. So Kevin Harvick, Rodney Childers, they're good, and they get a little on their side as far as Lady Luck goes. They could easily be standing down there waving a checkered flag around and smiling for the camera as well. So I think Kevin Harvick's a legitimate contender here. I also really like William Byron here. I really do. Byron is another one of those drivers, and I know we heard from him in our NASCAR Live pre-race show with Woody Kane there. William Byron's a driver I think can jump up and surprise a lot of people today. Even though he's starting a little bit deeper in the field, I think William Byron's a driver that's poised to break through and get his first career NASCAR Cup win. If you think about it, Pocono Raceway has got a history of first-time Cup Series winners as well. So this could be a William Byron show. Who knows? That's the beauty of it, Jeff. There's so many drivers and teams down there right now that are easily capable of getting to the winner's circle.
I really like the William Byron pick, and when you look at his last 3 starts here, a 9th, a 6th, and a 4th. Getting better each and every time on a very difficult racetrack. And let's paint that picture for you for a moment. No, there are not 4 turns here. There are only 3. Turn 1 down there. Dave Moody will be there in a moment. Mike Bagley is going to be in turn 2. Kyle Rickey in turn 3. 3 very distinctively different corners.
Yeah, they are. Turn 1 is banked the highest, and it's not super banked at all. There's not a whole lot to lean on down there. But at the end of this long straightaway, the longest straightaway in all of NASCAR, it gives you enough banking to really relax down there and get the car set. However, it's easy to overdrive turn 1 because you are carrying so much speed, and you tend to forget that this is a triangle-shaped racetrack. That means it's not a regular 90-degree left-hand turn. You're going to go way past 90 degrees. Keep turning, 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 turning. You have to be patient on when you jump back on the gas coming off of turn number 1. Then you go down the Long Pond straightaway, which is the second longest straightaway at this Pocono Raceway, before you set up for the tunnel turn, which is the fastest turn of the 3. And it is banked at 8 degrees. These drivers can whip right on through there, but you are on a fine line. If you miss the line just a little bit, you can find yourself up against the wall on the outside on exit. A quick short sprint down the short straightaway headed for the final corner, turn 3, the flattest of all the corners. And a lot of these drivers and crew chiefs will tell you by far the most important turn, because you have to be able to get back on the gas better than the competition, because that does empty out onto this long front straightaway. A lap around this racetrack is difficult. Some would say it's tricky.
Indeed, which is where the name comes from. By the way, stations, we're not exactly sure yet. We're just kind of monitoring what NASCAR is doing. We may need to turn this broadcast back over to you. In fact, I understand we will be turning this broadcast back over to you. So, and the reason is we just have to get this track ready to go. So we're going to turn it back over to you shortly as we continue to button things up here.
Well, what they're working on right now, the racetrack is dry. The track is dry and ready to go, except for over in the tunnel turn. Turn number 2, there is what's called a weeper out there. As a matter of fact, it looks like there might be 2 of them based off of what I see in NASCAR race control where the video monitors are. Weepers are where you have a lot of rain and water seeps up through the pavement from underneath and begins to surface and then run down the racetrack on the banking over there. Certainly with fast, slick corners out there and then slick racing tires, you cannot be hitting any kind of water at all whatsoever. They've got a crew out there trying to make sure that they can get those weepers taken care of, and what they're doing essentially is they've got saws out to cut into the asphalt there. And when they cut into the asphalt, that will release more of that water, let it drain on down the track. They can dry that up. So yeah, there's a couple of weepers right now in turn 2. That's the only thing at this moment that's preventing us from going green.
So what we want you to do is continue to monitor your Motor Racing Network affiliate station. We're going to have an update for you at the top and the bottom of the hour. I don't think it's going to take very long to get this dry. and get those weepers cleaned up. So we're going to turn this back over to our stations, and then we'll come back and hopefully get this thing underway. And it's going to be a good one when we do. And how about this, Alex? A double-header weekend for the Cup Series here at Pocono.
Can't wait. We are going to be racing a full day tomorrow along with the Cup Series. We also have the rescheduled Truck Series race. That'll be at 9:30 a.m. tomorrow morning. The NASCAR Xfinity Series tomorrow afternoon at high noon Eastern. And then the second of the Cup races, 3 o'clock Eastern, MRN's airtime for that one. But, hey, we've got business at hand. We got a Cup race to run here today.
And I think we're going to do it. The sun is out. The track is all but dry. So, again, keep monitoring this station for updates at the top and the bottom of the hour. We'll take a break and come back with more. Stay with us, won't you? This broadcast has been a production of the Motor Racing Network.
Stations, this is not for broadcast. The Pocono Organics 325 at Pocono Raceway is in a weather delay. Continue to monitor this feed for updates at the top and bottom of the hour. Stations, this is not for broadcast. The Pocono Organics 325 at Pocono Raceway is in a weather delay. Continue to monitor this feed for updates at the top and bottom of the hour. Stations, this is not for broadcast. The Pocono Organics 325 at Pocono Raceway is in a weather delay. Continue to monitor this feed for updates at the top and bottom of the hour. Stations, this is not for broadcast. The Pocono Organics 325 at Pocono Raceway is in a weather delay. Continue to monitor this feed for updates at the top and bottom of the hour. Stations, this is not for broadcast. The Pocono Organics 325 at Pocono Raceway is in a weather delay. Continue to monitor this feed for updates at the top and bottom of the hour. Stations, this is not for broadcast. The Pocono Organics 325 at Pocono Raceway is in a weather delay. Continue to monitor this feed for updates at the top and bottom of the hour. Stations, this is not for broadcast. The Pocono Organics 325 at Pocono Raceway is in a weather delay. Continue to monitor this feed for updates at the top and bottom of the hour.
That was 10 minutes to airtime. This is the Motor Racing Network counting down to today's broadcast. If you're receiving this broadcast by satellite and are having problems with your Wagner receiver, contact Westwood One Network Operations at 888-HELP-450. That's 888-435-7450. Email Westwood One at netops@westwood1.com or online for technical information, technology.westwood1.com. Or online for technical information, technology.westwood1.com. This is the Motor Racing Network with time checks for today's broadcast. Stand by for your 8-minute time check. That was 8 minutes to airtime. This is the Motor Racing Network counting down to today's broadcast. Your next time check will be 7 minutes to airtime. If you're receiving this broadcast by satellite and are having problems with your Wagner receiver, contact Westwood One Network Operations at 888-HELP-450. That's 888-435-7450. Email Westwood One at netops@westwood1.com or online for technical information, technology.westwood1.com. This is the Motor Racing Network with time checks for today's broadcast. Stand by for your 7-minute time check. That was 7 minutes to airtime. This is the Motor Racing Network counting down to today's broadcast. Your next time check will be 6 minutes to airtime. If you're receiving this broadcast by satellite and are having problems with your Wagner receiver, contact Westwood One Network Operations at 888-HELP-450. That's 888-435-7450. Email Westwood One at netops@westwood1.com or online for technical information, technology.westwood1.com. This is the Motor Racing Network with time checks for today's broadcast. Stand by for your 6-minute time check. That was 6 minutes to airtime. This is the Motor Racing Network counting down to today's broadcast. Your next time check will be 5 minutes to airtime. If you're receiving this broadcast by satellite and are having problems with your Wagner receiver, contact Westwood One Network Operations at 888-HELP-450. That's 888-435-7450. Email Westwood One at netops@westwoodone.com or online for technical information, technology.westwoodone.com. This is the Motor Racing Network with time checks for today's broadcast. Stand by for your 5-minute time check. That was 5 minutes to airtime. This is the Motor Racing Network counting down to today's broadcast. Your next time check will be 4 minutes to airtime. If you're receiving this broadcast by satellite and are having problems with your Wagner receiver, contact Westwood One Network Operations at 888-HELP-450. That's 888-435-7450. Email Westwood One at netops@westwoodone.com or online for technical information, technology.westwoodone.com. This is the Motor Racing Network with time checks for today's broadcast. Stand by for your 4-minute time check. That was 4 minutes to airtime. This is the Motor Racing Network counting down to today's broadcast. Your next time check will be 3 minutes to airtime. If you're receiving this broadcast by satellite and are having problems with your Wagner receiver, contact Westwood One Network Operations at 888-HELP-450. That's 888-435-7450. Email Westwood One at netops@westwoodone.com or online for technical information, technology.westwoodone.com. This is the Motor Racing Network with time checks for today's broadcast. Stand by for your 3-minute time check. That was 3 minutes to airtime. This is the Motor Racing Network counting down to today's broadcast. Your next time check will be 2 minutes to airtime. If you're receiving this broadcast by satellite and are having problems with your Wagner receiver, contact Westwood One Network Operations at 888-HELP-450. That's 888-435-7450. Email Westwood One at netops@westwoodone.com or online for technical information, technology.westwoodone.com. This is the Motor Racing Network with time checks for today's broadcast. Stand by for your 2-minute time check. That was 2 minutes to airtime. This is the Motor Racing Network counting down to today's broadcast. Your next time check will be 90 seconds to airtime. If you're receiving this broadcast by satellite and are having problems with your Wagner receiver, contact Westwood One Network Operations at 888-HELP-450. That's 888-435-7450. Email Westwood One at netops@westwoodone.com or online for technical information, technology.westwoodone.com. That was 90 seconds to airtime. This is the Motor Racing Network counting down to today's broadcast. Your next time check will be 1 minute to airtime. This is the Motor Racing Network, counting down to today's broadcast. At the tone will be 1 minute to airtime. Stand by for your 1 minute time check. That was 1 minute to airtime. This is the Motor Racing Network, counting down to today's broadcast. Your next time check will be 45 seconds to airtime. Stand by for your 45-second time check. That was 45 seconds to airtime. Your next time check will be 30 seconds to airtime. Today's feed is also available on Motor Racing Network's private frequency at the Speedway. The Motor Racing Network may not be held responsible for conversations overheard by monitoring this frequency. Start the archive recording. That was 30 seconds to airtime. This is the Motor Racing Network, counting down to today's broadcast. Your next time check will be 15 seconds to airtime. Stand by for your 10-second time check.
Welcome back to the Motor Racing Network's live coverage of the Organics 325 at the Pocono Raceway. Motor Racing Network with live flag-to-flag coverage. We had to kick it back to the stations because we weren't quite ready. Well, we're a whole lot closer now than what we were just 15 minutes ago. Jeff Striegel alongside Alex Hayden. Again, the entire Motor Racing Network crew on hand and in position. We waited. We're close to being ready to go.
Yeah, I would say we're about 98% there. Just a couple of weepers taken care of over there in the turn 2, which is the tunnel turn. And once the field gets on the racetrack and gets set to go racing, the driver that'll bring the field to the green flag is standing alongside our Steve Post of nearby Halstead, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, Eric Almirola has the Smithfield colors on the Ford for Stewart Haas Racing. Going to lead the field to green. And Eric leading the field to green. Turn number 1 at Pocono. Just give us an idea what that's going to be like.
Well, it's exciting driving off into turn 1 anytime at Pocono, but especially today, just with no practice and not really sure where your splitter clearance is and all those things. Plus, you got the PJ1 that nobody has ran in yet. So usually the PJ1's pretty slick until it gets run in and, cars run across it. So just kind of wait and see. We'll all be surprised at the same time.
You and I have talked about it. Pocono's been a track that you keep working on and hoping to get better. What types of things have you worked on this week and as you prepared so that you can put this, maybe by the end of this week, and be one of your favorite racetracks?
Yeah, I have run a lot better here since coming to Stewart Haas Racing. We've ran top 10 a lot here and had some good runs, but just haven't quite figured out what I need yet to contend for the win. But got a great starting spot. I know that's important here. Being up in the front and clean air. So hopefully we'll keep our Smithfield Ford Mustang up front. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of strategy and a lot of different things going on between scoring stage points and trying to make sure you set yourself up for, being up front at the end. So there's going to be a lot of varying strategies, but, I feel like a fast race car fixes a lot of things.
No doubt about it. He's hoping the Smithfield Ford is fast. That's Eric Almirola leading the field to green here today, guys.
And starting alongside will be Ryan Blaney. Now, if you go back a week ago, Talladega Superspeedway, it was Ryan Blaney that went to victory lane. And again, he'll start alongside Eric Almirola. Let's hear from him now from Kim Kuhn from Orlando, Florida.
One of 2 races we'll see this weekend, Ryan. Obviously, no practice. No qualifying. So for you as a driver, knowing how challenging this racetrack is, getting your car set up, you don't have the opportunity really to do that. What's the biggest thing you're concerned about as we start green here?
Yeah, it's kind of the same thing we've been having the last month and a half, just trying to figure out right away where your car is and where it's going to go and what changes to make when you get an opportunity. So you just hope your close. It's nice to start on the front row. But that's the big thing, just trying to see, right off the bat where you're going to go. And this place is interesting because there's so many different strategies you can do. You can pit without going a lap down pretty easily. So you just got to see where you start and where it goes and what change you need to make. But it's the best answer I got for you.
Traction compound laid down again this year. Last year, we really didn't see you guys use it, although they've lowered it this year. Expectation on whether or not we'll see drivers in it, being that there was no truck race earlier to lay rubber down?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I definitely don't think you'll see people in it early, especially with it raining. Maybe the sun stays out, I could see it. possibly coming into play later in the race, but I was looking forward to that truck race to see if it came in or not, but we'll be the first ones to give it a shot. But I think moving it lower is good, just give you more options of not taking so long of a radius, but hopefully it comes into play. That'd be nice. That's what it's for, just a matter of if it does come in.
That's Ryan Blaney, last week's winner, looking to make it back-to-back trips to victory lane. Let's swing it over to Steve Post.
Yeah, a driver that's had a lot of success here, a 3-time winner, is Kurt Busch. I believe he's going to start in the 7th spot, it looks like, here in the Monster Energy on the Chevy Camaro. Kurt, this racetrack, what is there about this track that you just really gravitated to and have had a lot of success? What's there about this place?
It was fun. There's always a challenge with, is turn 1 more important this year versus turn 2, turn 3? And as the rules change, you just have to adapt. And right now, with no practice and a competition caution early, there's even that pitch strategy side here where you just got to roll with it. So it takes that team effort, and I'm hoping Matt McCall and all the guys are just able to adapt to whatever comes our way today.
Well, and let's talk about the 3 specific turns, okay? And you're right, it kind of does vary with the race package, and it does vary with race conditions and everything. Is there a concentration on one, or do you have to be good in all 3? What's the philosophy, I guess, going into a weekend?
I mean, my different wins, I've always related back to the success of turn 2, the tunnel turn, just having speed through there and being able to carve underneath people driving into turn 3. But turn 3 is very important with the long front straightaway today with the tailwind. And then turn 1 today, the biggest thing going on is the PJ1. There's a bunch of traction compound spray that will change, and will the outside groove prevail on restarts later in the race?
Lots of variables, but this guy's done it 3 times before at Pocono. That's Kurt Busch. He starts in the 7th spot. Let's go back up pit road. His brother is with Kim Kuhn.
And his brother, Kyle Busch, also a guy that knows how to get around Pocono, former winner here. In fact, JGR really showing their strength the last 5 races here at the Tricky Triangle. What is it about this racetrack that you guys, as a collective organization, have really tapped in on recently?
Good question. Hopefully it works again today. If it does, then it's really what we got back at the shop and in the notebooks. But overall, just guys have really worked well together. We always kind of communicate together with practice and being able to run similar stuff here. So fast cars mean fast drivers. All of us are pretty good, so we can all run up front here. We even had Suarez and Jones even finishing second in a couple of those races too. So hopefully today bodes well for our M&M's Minis Toyota Camry, and we can go out here, have a good run, and try to get back to victory lane this year.
Knowing that we'll have a second race tomorrow, as a driver, how much more closely will you be paying attention to certain things, being that this is, in essence, a little bit of a practice for tomorrow's race?
Yeah, I hope that bodes well for us. We had the same kind of scenario with Darlington and Charlotte, and both times we came back to those tracks, we struggled worse than we did the first time. So that's not always to be true, but here at least hopefully we get to run the same car both days, and we can fine-tune on our setup and make our stuff to where it's better for tomorrow.
That's Kyle Busch. He starts in the 4th position. We're going to go back over to Steve Post, who's alongside a driver who is desperately looking for his first win here at the Tricky Triangle.
Yeah, that's Kevin Harvick, and he's down here talking to crew chief Rodney Childers, and Kevin looking for that first time here at Pocono to get the win. Kevin, what I'm curious about, you're starting in the 9th spot. You're going to roll into turn number 1 green here, and we know how the restarts are here: 3 wide, 4 wide, 5 wide. Are you aggressive? Are you defensive? How do you approach this, starting where you're at and knowing what this is like?
Schrader used to tell me you have to be cautiously aggressive. Yeah, so you have to go down there and do what you need to do to just try to protect your position. I don't think you want to be 3 or 4 wide on the bottom, because by the time you get to the next straightaway, you're going to be freight trained with all the momentum that it takes to keep these cars going. But our head for the mountains Busch Beer Ford is cool looking this weekend. We got a little bit different paint scheme on the car, but we're looking forward to it. Our cars have always been really good here, and hopefully we can put a W in the win column today.
Kevin, this is the first time in the history of NASCAR we've done a back-to-back. Does that impact how you race this first race? Is that in your mind? Is that in your consciousness, knowing that you're running this car again tomorrow?
Not really. I mean, today you just want to go out and do what you have to do to get the best finish, and then you figure out what happened today and you adapt for tomorrow. So really no impact there. It's really harder on the team guys than it is on us. We just go out and do what we normally do.
That's Kevin Harvick. He's going to see what he can do here today, and he's right. This car, beautiful. Head for the Mountains paint scheme with the Busch colors on his Ford here today. So we've talked to a number of drivers. Let's get the crew chief's perspective, and I believe Kim Kuhn is standing by with one of the best in the garage.
Yeah, it would be Alan Gustafson, crew chief for Chase Elliott. All right, this is a totally different situation for you as a crew chief. You've got doubleheader, back-to-back races, shorter races too. This is already a place where strategy comes into play. So how much has your team dove into the number of different strategies you could use here today?
Yeah, it's going to be pretty crucial. We know that track position's paramount here, and obviously if you're up front, not only are you going to run faster, but your car is going to have less risk of getting damaged or in a situation that's detrimental to running that car tomorrow. So yeah, we've looked at a lot of scenarios, and certainly how cautions fall, and if they fall, we'll adjust that. But we all want to be out front and stay there as long as we can, obviously.
How different was it setting up a car for dual races than a normal race weekend?
Yeah, it's an interesting question. I mean, for us right now, the car's built really in normal condition, but certainly we don't know what to expect for tomorrow. So we're going to be overcautious and make sure that we cover all of our bases. We'll get an opportunity to work on the car this evening and a little bit tomorrow and resubmit it for inspection tomorrow. So, got to take care of that thing a little bit today and make sure you've got a good piece for tomorrow.
That's Alan Gustafson, crew chief for Chase Elliott. They start in the 5th position here this afternoon.
You can hear the wind blowing in the microphones there, and it's a strong, solid wind blowing from turn 3 all the way down the front stretch, headed off into turn number 1. It's still a bit cloudy. Every now and then a peak of sunshine through, but 73 degrees right here in the Pocono Mountains.
And now a game of Commercial Chicken, brought to you by Progressive, where we see how long Flo can go without talking about insurance. Ready? Go.
So, have you noticed how everyone's grammar is completely awful now? Like, the texting and the LOLs. Whatever happened to punctuation? I mean, drivers who switch to Progressive could save big.
Okay, you win. We can't help but save customers money. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
The 1993 Cup Series season had more than its fair share of twists and turns.
Dale Earnhardt and Mark Martin had a problem here yesterday, got together.
That's Dale Earnhardt. He shouldn't have even been messing with me in the first place, and so I flipped the script on him, and what does he do? Wipe us out.
Here's stories you've never heard before in a 10-part series called The 1993 Season.
So Dale comes over and I said, what did Mark say? He said he wouldn't talk to me. So Mark goes on to win 4 races in a row after that.
You can download it for free on iTunes and at MRN.com right now.
From Pocono Raceway, this is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
Hi, folks. Mike Bagley here. At MRN, we rely on equipment from Racing Electronics.
Joey Logano to the lead on the back straightaway.
Racing Electronics has scanners and headphones. We can listen to every uncensored conversation between driver and crew.
You won the championship, baby, yeah!
And when we need live audio, in-car cameras, and up-to-the-second statistics, we use their latest handheld unit called Legend. To learn more about these products and many others, visit RacingElectronics.com. Racing Electronics, the official two-way communication partner of MRN.
NASCAR local, regional, and international racing. Grassroots racing. From the short tracks of America to the road courses of Europe and Mexico. I'm Kyle Rickey. Join Hannah Newhouse and me for NASCAR Coast to Coast. Presented by Wheelin' and Hercules Tires. Each week on the Motor Racing Network, we'll talk with the race winners, newsmakers, and grassroots racing personalities. NASCAR Coast to Coast on the Motor Racing Network.
We welcome you back to Pocono Raceway as we get closer and closer to getting drivers aboard the race cars. Before we do, however, there's a 5-time Pocono winner standing alongside Steve Post.
And he is the most wins here at Pocono in the field, Denny Hamlin. Denny, a good race car, and what is a good race car here at Pocono? What does your car need to do to get win number 6 here today?
I think you got to have a really solid car, then you got to have the track position. It's very difficult to pass here. You got to have a car that can be good on the restarts, make moves when you need to, but then on the other side of that, it's got to be good in the long run. But track position will be the biggest key.
Track position, the biggest key for Denny Hamlin. He starts third with the FedEx colors on his Toyota. Kim Kuhn.
Another former winner at Pocono would be Joey Logano. Joey, how do you approach this race knowing, yes, there is a backup car, but your team has a limited amount of time to get ready for tomorrow? Is there any apprehension on keeping the car clean, knowing it has to go a second race?
I mean, you got to go, right? It's a race. We'll worry about today, and then whatever happens tomorrow is tomorrow. So just got to, I think, go ahead and be aggressive on the start, get as many spots as possible, run the first race to maximize the day, and then we'll figure out tomorrow. So one day at a time for us at the Shell Pennzoil Mustang.
There you go. Joey's going to seize and maximize the day. He starts in the 6th position.
All right, Kim, thank you very much. Kim Kuhn and Steve Post working together down there on pit road. You can hear the wind howling through their microphone. It is blowing right straight down the front straightaway from turn 3 all the way down the front straightaway to turn number 1. As we take a look down there along pit road, we can see the teams beginning to assemble. We are just a few moments away, probably just a few seconds away from going down there and beginning our pre-race ceremonies.
Looking forward to that. Again, it's still mostly cloudy here in the Pocono Mountains. There is every now and then a break in the clouds, and the sun will peek through, but that wind is certainly strong. Drivers are beside their race cars. They're lined up nose to tail. All the colors are glistening down there right now. Crew members at their pit boxes and beside the race cars. They have fanned out now perpendicular across the pit lane as they all face back towards the start-finish line here, where the gigantic American flag is way above the tower here at the infield.
If you are just joining us, it's a big double-header weekend for the NASCAR Cup Series at the Pocono Raceway. Right now, let's take you trackside for pre-race ceremonies.
For today's invocation, please welcome TV host Nikki Noto Palmer.
Let us pray. Father God, we come before you today as your children, as your sons, as your daughters. Father, and we're hurting. Father, we need empathy. We need healing. We need unification. Father, I pray for discernment and direction towards conversations and actions that need to be said or done. Father, I pray for those who have been directly impacted by COVID-19 and racial injustice, for those that might have fear of the unknown, God, that they can seek peace, that they can seek comfort in you, an ever-loving, steady Father. God, I pray for our leaders, our decision makers. I pray that they can lean into your wisdom and your truth for guidance. I also pray for a shield of protection and safety over the track today, over the drivers, over their crew, and over the fans. Father, thank you for being a steady, ever-loving Father who gives us grace and new mercies every day. Father, and thank you again just for a beautiful day like today where we can gather together for an event like this. I pray all these things in your Son, Jesus' name. Amen.
With our nation's anthem, please welcome country music artist Jamie Johnson.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright star through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
The NASCAR Cup Series Pocono Organics 325 is coming up next.
At Toyota Racing, all we can say is, well, it's good to be back. It's good to be back at the starting line. It's good to be back counting down the laps till the green flag drops. It's good to be back with Kyle Busch, Denny Hamlin, and Daniel Suarez. And it's good to be back sharing the excitement with our fans at home. The NASCAR season for Toyota Racing is revving back up. Count on ToyotaRacing.com for all the action, today and tomorrow. Toyota. NASCAR is a registered trademark of the National Association for Stock Car Auto Racing, Inc.
Hey race fans, do you want to drive like a NASCAR champion? Now is your chance. Enter to win a brand new one-of-a-kind 2020 Toyota Camry TRD at NASCARFoundation.org/car giveaway and help kids in our local racing communities. This championship edition Camry celebrates the winning manufacturer's NASCAR Cup Series title. Donate just $25 to the NASCAR Foundation for your chance to win. Go to NASCARFoundation.org/car giveaway. Drive like a champion today by visiting NASCARFoundation.org/car giveaway.
Hope we don't have to talk to any drivers at the Infield Care Center today. However, if we do, MRN's Care Center reports are brought to you by Blue Emu Maximum Pain Relief, the official pain relief cream of the Motor Racing Network. It works fast, and you won't stink. From Pocono Raceway, this is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
Hey guys, I'm Corey LaJoy. If you want honest opinions about everything NASCAR and much more, listen to Sunday Money. Lauren Fox and Daryl Mott join me every week, and nothing is off limits.
I'm sorry, has your life not gotten better since we've gotten closer, or has it gotten worse?
It's my job to put our team in the best position to get a good finish. Join our conversations. We give our real opinions, no holding back on our show. Listen to Sunday Money.
I don't need an investor, Daryl. I'm an independent woman. I use my own husband's money.
Right here on the Motor Racing Network or wherever you find podcasts.
The 1993 Cup Series season had more than its fair share of twists and turns.
Dale Earnhardt and Mark Martin had a problem here yesterday, got together.
That's Dale Earnhardt. He shouldn't have even been messing with me in the first place, and so I flipped the script on him, and what does he do? Wipe us out.
Here's stories you've never heard before in a 10-part series called The 1993 Season.
So Dale comes over and I said, what did Mark say? He said he wouldn't talk to me. So Mark goes on to win 4 races in a row after that.
You can download it for free on iTunes and at MRN.com right now.
Welcome, race fans, to the Pocono Organics 325 in partnership with Rodale Institute. We want to recognize and thank the farmers who have kept food on our tables during the COVID-19 pandemic. Farmers are the roots of our food chain, and soil health is a vital link to producing the nutrient-dense foods that we all need. To learn more about how healthy soil equals healthy plants that equals healthy people, please visit our partners at Rodale Institute, the global leaders in organic agricultural research and education at rodaleinstitute.org.
Back here at the Pocono Raceway as we get ever closer to getting the engines fired and race cars on the racetrack. It looks like things pretty much buttoned up out there in the tunnel turn from the weepers that the teams were working on a moment ago.
Alex, we've been talking about the fact that this is a double-header weekend for the Cup Series. 325 miles today. Back here tomorrow, 350 more. You add that up, that's 675 miles on the same car, the same engine, and the same drivetrain. How's that going to work?
Well, it's going to be a challenge. It's certainly going to be a test of man and machine here at Pocono Raceway this weekend. These teams knew about this. This is not a surprise. This is not something we're doing to make up a race because of the COVID-19. This was announced last year that they were going to run back-to-back races, a Saturday, Sunday for the NASCAR Cup Series here. These teams have been preparing for this. They understood what it was going to take to get this accomplished out here as far as a race car to run 2 straight races here at this track. It is a bit of a shorter length race, however, for each one of them instead of a normal 400-mile race. So it's going to be a test on it for sure on the race cars. But I think these teams are so good. They build such great race cars. I don't think it's going to be that big of an issue. I really, truly don't.
And, of course, we have been asked what in the world would happen if they wrecked a race car here today. They've got a backup car in the transporter. They can use it if necessary. Hopefully nobody's going to have to do that. Again, 325 miles will make up the distance. Only 130 laps, to your point a moment ago, much shorter than what we've become accustomed to here at Pocono.
Keep in mind, there is a competition caution at lap number 12, and that's because there's been no practice. There's been no qualifying. These cars have not been on this racetrack at all this weekend, and it is a different tire than what we've run here at Pocono in years gone by.
You know, again, we've been delayed. Mother Nature kind of put a delay to this, but we're ready to go now. The track is dry. Drivers are in their cars, and we are set to go with the Organics 325. All we need to do now is crank them up. Let's do that right now. Let's take it trackside for the command.
And now for the most famous words in motorsports. Please welcome Academy Award winners Charlize Theron and Kiki Lane.
Hello, NASCAR fans. I'm Charlize Theron.
And I'm Kiki Lane. And you can check out our new action-packed movie, The Old Guard, on Netflix July 10th. But now it's time for some serious action on the track.
Drivers, start your engines!
Engines come to life on the pit lane. That's the sound we've been waiting for. We're drawing closer to the green flag.
Hey guys, this is NASCAR Cup driver Corey LaJoy. Discover a better way to vacation with Blue Green Vacations, the official vacation ownership provider of NASCAR, Bass Pro Shops, and Choice Hotels. Create the kind of lasting vacation experience you want every time and share a lifetime of memorable vacations with the ones you love most at over 69 beautiful and unique resorts in more than 40 exciting destinations across the U.S. Learn more at bluegreenvacations.com. That's bluegreenvacations.com.
For more than 80 years, Detroit Diesel has been the legendary driving force powering Freightliner and Western Star trucks across North America. Through our state-of-the-art Detroit technologies and components and safety systems, we've earned our customers' trust as a reliable business partner dedicated to improving their bottom line. It's no wonder they continue to depend on Detroit to keep them safe and efficient on the road. When you demand it all, demand Detroit.
Back at Pocono Raceway, the engines have come to life. The cars still lined up on the pit lane. In a moment, the pace truck will pull away, and the field will begin their pace and parade laps. From Pocono Raceway, this is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
Jake was in big trouble with the IRS. He owed how much?
$92,000.
Ouch. The IRS left no room for Jake to breathe.
They put a lien on my house, took all the money out of my bank account, took money out of my paychecks. So it was a nightmare.
He needed help fast.
I figured that all these companies were the same until I called Federal Tax Management. You could just tell they knew what they were talking about. Right then and there, I felt like I had some hope.
Stop the liens, levies, and garnishments fast and qualify for one of several special IRS programs that could reduce or even eliminate your tax debt. So, how'd it go for Jake?
They did what they said they would do. They came through for me. I ended up saving an unbelievable amount. I was so jazzed. I was extremely happy.
If you owe more than $10,000 in back taxes, take Jake's advice.
Give Federal Tax Management a phone call. If they help me, they can help anybody.
Call the Federal Tax Management Hotline now. 800-242-1706. 800-242-1706. 800-242-1706.
Here's the starting lineup for the Pocono Organics 325 in partnership with Rodale Institute. Row 20.
Josh Balicki, Richfield, Wisconsin.
BJ McLeod, Wauchula, Florida.
Row 19.
Timmy Hill, Port Tobacco, Maryland.
Daniel Suarez, Monterrey, Mexico.
Row 18.
Christopher Bell, Norman, Oklahoma.
Row 17.
Ty Dillon, Welcome, North Carolina.
JJ Yaley, Phoenix, Arizona.
Row 16.
Quinn Houff, Weir's Cave, Virginia.
Garrett Smithley, Ligonier, Pennsylvania.
Row 15.
Brian Priest, Berlin, Connecticut.
Corey LaJoy, Annapolis, North Carolina.
Row 14.
Joey Gase, Cedar Rapids, Iowa.
Brennan Poole, The Woodlands, Texas.
Row 13.
Michael McDowell, Glendale, Arizona. Cole Custer, Ladera Ranch, California.
Row 12.
Chris Busher, Prosper, Texas.
Bubba Wallace, Mobile, Alabama.
Row 11.
Matt Kenseth, Cambridge, Wisconsin. Matt DiBenedetto, Grass Valley, California.
Row 10.
John Hunter Nemechek, Mooresville, North Carolina.
Eric Jones, Byron, Michigan.
Row 9.
Clint Boyer, Emporia, Kansas.
Austin Dillon, Welcome, North Carolina.
Row 8.
William Byron, Charlotte, North Carolina.
Tyler Reddick, Corning, California.
Row 7.
Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Olive Branch, Mississippi.
Ryan Newman, South Bend, Indiana.
Row 6.
Jimmy Johnson, El Cajon, California.
Martin Truex Jr., Mayetta, New
Tucson, Arizona.
Starting 8th.
Kevin Harvick, Bakersfield, California.
Starting 7th.
Kurt Busch, Las Vegas, Nevada.
Starting 6th.
Joey Logano, Middletown, Connecticut.
Starting 5th.
Chase Elliott, Dawsonville, Georgia.
Starting 4th.
Kyle Busch, Las Vegas, Nevada.
Starting 3rd.
Denny Hamlin, Chesterfield, Virginia.
It's a that'll help. Usually down. You 55 miles an hour. That's the pit road speed. As a matter of fact, let's get some final thoughts from pit road before we go under the green flag. This report from pit road is presented by O'Reilly Auto Parts. Steve Post.
As the cars flash by at 55 miles per hour, of course, 55, what you see on the highway, a pedestrian speed, if you will, as they will race down the front stretch under green flag conditions. Talking to Eric Almirola and Denny Hamlin, they talked about track position and talked about strategy, and that's where this race is fascinating. The stages lap 25, but then there's 52 and 53 laps in the stages. The fuel window is about 36 to 38 laps, so in stage 2, in stage 3, they're going to need to bring the cars down pit road and fuel them up, and, well, when you do it during that stage is anybody's guess, and we'll have to see how it all unfolds. So we'll be watching the fuel strategy down here at the turn 1 end of pit road to the turn 3 end of pit road, and Kim Kuhn.
Thanks, Steve. Well, teams have 6 sets of tires for today's race, and like Alex mentioned, different left side tire than we've run here before, though tire wear not really high at Pocono Raceway. The thing we're going to keep our eye on is that traction compound. They've added it to the racing surface again this weekend. It was applied to Pocono for last year's second race here. However, we really didn't see teams use it, but this year that compound, it's a little lower in the turns than where it was in the past. And that compound obviously is supposed to create multiple racing groups and increase passing. We'll see if drivers are willing to get up into it and how far they race before they really start using it, if at all, because Ryan Blaney alluded to it. Drivers will not use it if it's too slick, and without that truck race earlier, no rubber has been laid down on it, so we'll have to wait and see if drivers give it a go. That's the story down on pit road. Now back to the booth for the call of the green flag.
Thank you, Kim. Don't let a dead battery leave you stranded. The professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts can test your battery free of charge. If it needs to be replaced, O'Reilly Auto Parts can help you find the exact battery for your car or truck at a guaranteed low price. Keep your car on road by getting your battery tested for free at O'Reilly Auto Parts. O'Reilly Auto Parts, better prices every day.
And the field comes off turn number 3 looking for the green flag. However, for the third week in a row, we are under a delay. You just heard Mike Bagley talked about the fact that it was raining in turn number 2. NASCAR saying they will keep the cars on the racetrack, but we will be at least another lap or two away. We'll give you an update when we come back.
7-point reinforced nylon harness.
Check.
Carbon fiber head and neck restraint.
Check.
Thermoplastic nylon window webbing.
Check.
NASCAR uses innovative technology to protect their drivers. Shouldn't you do the same to protect your Wi-Fi network? With Xfinity XFi Advanced Security, your XFi gateway safeguards all the devices on your home network. So if it's connected, it's protected. Wi-Fi security? Check. Xfinity, proud premier partner of NASCAR. Visit Xfinity.com to learn more.
It's Rip the Fence. Alex Bowman is here. Jeff Gordon, your boss, was there one night, slinging back whatever he was drinking. We won't confirm what he was drinking. Maybe we'll do that in a little bit.
He was drinking Stella.
Stella Artois. Wow, classy.
You can misconstrue that between arrogance or confidence, and sometimes there's a fine line.
I think the mustache was the confidence.
Definitely. I don't know how I had any confidence after wearing that damn thing.
It's the Rip the Fence podcast, available on MRN.com and your favorite podcast app.
A very light mist directly straight in front of us here in the broadcast tower. That's where turn 2 is, and that's where Mike Bagley is, and he's reporting right now a very, very light mist. We'll have more for you in a moment from Pocono Raceway. This is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
The NASCAR season is back. Hi, this is Alex Aiden. We're headed back to the racetrack, and while fans won't be with us in person, the Motor Racing Network is setting up a virtual tailgate party. Tweet us pictures or videos of your race day setup. Use the hashtag NASCAR Tailgate. We want to hear from you. Find us on Twitter at MRN Radio. Use the hashtag NASCAR Tailgate. We may feature your tailgate on an upcoming MRN program. Be a part of NASCAR's tailgate party on the Motor Racing Network.
Jeff Gordon has come from virtually nowhere.
He's one of NASCAR's all-time greats.
For the 93rd time in his career.
A pioneering champion.
Be at the right place at the right time.
The kid who took on the good old boys and changed NASCAR.
We started to go toe-to-toe from Earnhardt.
MRN presents a 10-part podcast series that traces Jeff Gordon's rise to NASCAR legend. Jeff Gordon, the colorful career of the Rainbow Warrior. Available now at MRN.com and your favorite podcast source.
Welcome back to the Motor Racing Network's live coverage from the Pocono Raceway. We would have been under the green flag, maybe 3, 4, 5 laps in. However, Mike Bagley, it's happened yet again, but please provide us with at least a little bit of good news.
You hear that? Those are jet dryers rolling by my turn position here at the Geico Xfinity platform here in turn 2. They're doing a once-over. We didn't lose the track, which is good, but there was some moisture that fell here in the tunnel turn and also on the Long Pond straightaway, which they seem to have buttoned up in short order. The shower has now stopped. We have no precipitation out here at all, and let's hope that it'll stay away from us for the rest of this 325-miler today.
So the 40 cars stay on the racetrack, and they will also help dry it off in a hurry. Right now, while we have an opportunity, why don't we take a quick look and review some of the keys to winning today's race presented by Progressive Insurance. Quoting, home insurance just got easier with Progressive Home Quote Explorer. Quote and buy, all online at Progressive.com. Alex Aiden, what do you think?
Well, we heard NASCAR Hall of Famer Rusty Wallace give the keys to the race in our NASCAR Live pre-race show a little earlier. To reiterate, Rusty Wallace says, don't focus on one corner just to be good in turn number 3. Nowadays, you have to be good in all 3 turns of the track to run well, and we've seen that been demonstrated over and over again here as of late. You can't just give up the one particular corner to be good in another. So pay attention to that one today. Another one is watch your speed on pit road, because speeding on the pit lane here at Pocono Raceway can be detrimental to you if you're trying to play a strategy card. To put it in perspective, over the last 9 races here at Pocono, there have been a total of 54 speeding penalties for the NASCAR Cup Series. Number 3 in the progressive keys to the race, be prepared on the restarts. If you can get through the gearbox well, you can make up spots going into turn number 1, because the start-finish line here is closer to turn 3 than turn 1. So once you hit that the restart zone, get through the gearbox well, you can potentially outrun the competition headed to the corner.
And those are the keys to winning today's race, presented by Progressive Insurance. And Dave Moody, I'll add another one, and that would be make it through turn 1 on a start or a restart.
That's always helpful, isn't it? Yes, and particularly, Jeff, here at Pocono Raceway, because they'll get the green flag way over there in front of you. They'll have about twice to 3 times the Martinsville Speedway front or back straightaway to make up their mind what they want to do by the time they get to turn 3. That often results in 3 wide or 4 wide or 8 wide coming down that front straightaway into turn 1. Anything more than 2 abreast when you get into the middle of this corner just doesn't work. And it often turns into a test of will to see who's going to lift and who isn't on the entrance of turn number 1. I think lap 1 could be very interesting here this afternoon.
Well, to take it a step further here, as of late, it's turned into a test of will against Mother Nature as well. Mike Bagley's out in the tunnel turn. Mike, we can see out behind you what appears to only be a couple of 100 yards off the tunnel turn, some rain falling over there. But is it at the racetrack?
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. It's here, and it's pouring on us right now out here at the tunnel turn. It looks like we're getting these little waves of showers that are moving through. The jet dryers, some 5 deep, have just made their way through the tunnel turn. We've got one of the chase trucks that's moving reverse course to survey the racetrack right now. But we had a shower about 10 minutes ago, and as we look back towards you in the tower, it sees what looks like fog, but it's actually the rain that's falling between here and the tower, and it seems to have is affecting us right now in turn 2.
That's great, Mike. That's great. Thank you very much. And obviously, we all want to get this thing under the green flag and get going here, but we can see the rain. If we look to our right down in turn number 1, you can see the rain in the trees. You can see it out behind Mike Bagley. You can see it just off of turn number 3 where Kyle Rickey is. So we, for the moment, will wait.
As the first official vodka of NASCAR, Dixie Vodka brings Southern